There are things that we use a lot, so much that we actually take them for granted. Things that, under normal circumstances, we're going to use them pretty much every day. And I'm talking, of course, about our writing system. Now, the connection between language and writing is quite peculiar. The thing is that there are thousands of languages that have no written form, but there is no written form that isn't linked to a language. In other words, language can and actually exist without the need of being written, but writing systems could not exist if language didn't exist. Moreover, you can learn a language without being able to write or read in said language. Examples of this are the many illiterate people that can perfectly communicate in their L1 without being able to even write their own name. What I'm trying to convey now is that writing is secondary. But the fact that it's secondary does not mean that it's unnecessary or useless. Actually, it is pretty much essential for modern society because, as I said, we use it every day. The social media that we consume, the advertisements that we see every day, a big chunk of the information that we acquire daily is done so by reading, or it takes advantage of writing systems directly or indirectly. Now let's talk about the history of writing a little bit. The oldest record of writing, as far as we know, is a cuneiform writing by Sumerians. It's a clay plate which records how many cattle a person owned. And you might think that how many sheep Joseph had is pretty much irrelevant. And it actually is. But the point is that this leads us to the first practical use of language. It allows us to record information. And instead of us needing to remember that information every time, we can record information by writing it, and then we can retrieve it by reading them whenever we want. And I'm aware that writing and reading from a clay plate might sound cumbersome, but nowadays we have the notebooks that we can write in, and we can type in our phones, which is pretty much easy, but certainly clay plates serve its purpose. It is still unclear if the ability to record information led humans to the development of bigger civilization, or if the growth of civilization itself forced humans to develop writing systems in order to keep information recorded. But we cannot ignore that writing is one of the biggest technological advancements that humanity has developed. Said technology allowed for the development of many other technologies as well as science itself. The technology that we use every day is based on a writing system in order to be programmed, and science as we know of wouldn't exist if it wasn't for writing. The ability to record findings made scientists able to pass the information with ease, as we discussed earlier, but it also avoids the repetition of information because people can now consult what is already written before they can start writing their own theory, and they can do so either to support the theory that they are reading or to debunk it. And yes, it is true that experimentation is still possible without writing, but being able to record the findings made huge advancements for science, and it is especially useful at the time of consulting and comparing. Such is the case that I wouldn't be able to create this kind of videos if I didn't have access to information. And while nowadays we are more than capable to store information in both audio or video format, we wouldn't be able to do so if it wasn't for the underlying writing system that holds the technology that stores said information in the first place. What I'm trying to come across right now is that while writing systems are secondary in regards of linguistic theory, they are highly important when we are talking about language technology or even technology itself. Writing has made humans able to achieve the growth that we experience nowadays, and technology as we know of wouldn't exist if we were not able to program it and record it in a written form. So yes, we as language should be aware that language can exist even if it doesn't have a written form, and that written forms doesn't mean that a language is more or less sophisticated than another, but we cannot ignore the huge advancements that we have made thanks to writing itself. We wouldn't be able to record linguistic theory if we were not able to write it in the first place. With all being said, I surely hope that you learned something with this video, or at the very least you found it interesting. Thank you for watching, and I'll guess I see you next time. Goodbye.